Hi guys, welcome to Coffee Chat with Mrs. Cox. And today is Mindset Monday, where we get to train your brain. And yes, we are working on those vocabulary words. And how do you train your brain to memorize the terms and definitions? I use my flashcards. And today I'm going to show you a couple things we can do with flashcards. But we have to bring a positive mindset. We have to have some fun with this. Get ready for Mindset Monday, training your brain to learn your vocabulary words. On my first flashcard, I have the term cell membrane. And on the next one, I have the definition of the cell membrane. I've color-coded. So the red flashcard is cell membrane, and the red definition is the definition for cell membrane. But all of these words get jumbled up, mixed up in my mind. I need word analogies or word comparisons. And today we're going to compare the cell to your house and kind of do a scavenger hunt. So let's get ready for Mindset Monday word analogies. On your mark, get set, go. So today, we are trying to bring some fun to learning the parts of a cell. And we're going to use the house as a comparison. My challenge to you is to get your flashcards out and label parts of the house that relate to the cell. I'm going to show you today how to do that. Because we're training our brain by working with our short-term memory and getting active and moving. So, step one. I've labeled parts of the house. Behind me, you see, I think that the front door is like the cell membrane. Now, I've gone back through my flashcards here. I'm looking for the definition. This says regulate what goes in and out. That's why I picked the door. It regulates what comes in and out of the house. I'm going to attach my definition next to the term cell membrane. So when I walk past it, I can see cell membrane regulates what goes in and out of the cell. Now, let's go on a house tour here. Next up, we're walking down the hallways. The hallways are like transportation systems from one place to another, which makes me think of the endoplasmic reticulum, also known as the ER. And I'm going to put the definition there. So whenever I'm walking down the hallways of my house, I'm thinking, hey, I'm transporting from one place to another, just like in a cell, the endoplasmic reticulum is like a transportation system. As I'm walking along, I notice that there's a light switch here on the wall. And to me, I'm associating the light switch with the mighty mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, because it provides energy, just like the light switch gives the kitchen some energy. Here we go. Come along with me. Now I'm thinking about the kitchen, and this whole area is like for cooking and prepping. And in a cell, there's like amino acids and making of protein, just like the kitchen. And that's called the ribosomes. So hanging in the middle of my kitchen, I have the word ribosomes, and I'm attaching next to it the definition. So whenever I'm in the kitchen, I'm thinking about the ribosomes and how they make proteins. Now, up next, I know in the cell, we have something that gets rid of waste, kind of disposes of it. In my kitchen, the place where we dispose of waste is the garbage disposal, or you could think of the trash can. In the cell, that's known as the lysosome. Now I'm thinking food, because I'm in the kitchen. I'm thinking, where should we store the food? The refrigerator. And that reminds me of a vacuole, because in a cell, the vacuole stores food and water. Look at this. Water right here on my fridge. And then when we open it up, we have plenty of storage for my food. Just went to the grocery store. Good thing. Now, as I'm walking through the kitchen, I'm looking and I'm thinking, in a cell, we have to have support for the walls. And that's called the cytoskeleton. So on my wall, I put my term cytoskeleton. Next to it, I'm associating the definition to keep shape and give it support. So the walls of our house are like the cytoskeleton in the cell. All around the house we go, and I look for another term. Up here, now come up here with me, we have cytoplasm. I know that's the jelly-like structures that holds all those organelles together. It surrounds all the organelles, just like the air fills in the empty space of the house. So the cytoplasm fills in the empty space of the cell. Looking and going a little further now, I'm thinking about what else could I use in this room to help me with my cells. And I'm thinking chloroplast, because look over here. We have a makeshift stand of plants from Mr. Cox's classroom. And we have it next to the windows. So I put on the window, because I don't have solar panels. Solar panels would have been awesome, but I don't have solar panels. I have a window where the sun comes through, and through the process of photosynthesis provides energy to the plants. So I'm going to attach the definition. It lets in the sun to make energy, which is known as photosynthesis. And those plants are green because of the chlorophyll in it. Now, when I'm in this room, I'm thinking, this is a pretty main room of the house. It's kind of like our control center, where we have people coming in and out, controlling all the activities. But I'm thinking of the word nucleus. One object in here is kind of like a nucleus for me because it controls important information, kind of like the DNA of all of us, and that is the computer. Lots of important passwords, important information about the people in this house. Just like in the cell, there's the nucleus. It's the main part, the control center, and it contains the DNA within the cell. No. How is my whole house protected? If I was a plant cell, it would be a cell wall. What protects the whole house? Come with me. Let's check it out. In the whole house, I want all parts protected, just like the cell wall does on the rectangular shape of a plant cell. That, to me, would mean something that protects all the spaces within this house. I know. Security system. Let's go. Right here we have the security system that protects the whole house. Now I have one more definition left, and it packages and distributes proteins and other materials in and out of the cell. So what can we package and kind of deliver things through, and it goes in and out of the house? It's the Golgi bodies in the cell, and in our house, it's our cars. So out here, we have our cars, and they transport people in and out of the house. Just like in a cell, we have Golgi bodies that do the same thing. So, you got the grand tour of the grand house, just like we did a grand tour of the cell in one of the videos you watched last week. But now, how do you bring some fun to it? So you've been walking around the house, practicing your vocabulary and your definitions by associating it to parts of the house. Well, then you could take down the definitions and get out your timer and have someone in your house see how long it takes you to match up the terms and definitions. Now, you just got to be kind of cautious not to go on color coding, but really know that the cell membrane controls what comes in and out of the house, and then you quickly put the definition up. And then you run down the hall because you know it's a transport system, just like the endoplasmic reticulum. And then you're like, I see light switch, and they provide energy just like the mitochondria. And the whole time, your timer is going. Let's find out some more games that we could do with our flashcards. It is family game night, family style, science style. I've got the popcorn made, and I've got my games. Let's learn how to incorporate family game night and learning about cells. Okay, guys, so we're trying to add some fun to learning the vocabulary of the organelles in a cell. And today, so far from Mindset Monday, we are training our brain to have fun with vocabulary. We kind of did a scavenger hunt where we hunted around the house, looking for parts of the house and comparing them to parts of a cell. And then if you add a little timer to it, you could create a relay race with the kids versus the parents in the house and see how long it took them to match up the terms and definitions. And on my head, we have one of the vocabulary words. Hey, Mr. Cox, give me a clue about what is in my headband.
There's nothing there.
That's not funny.
Okay, so maybe it's the control center of the cell.
I know, it's the nucleus.
Hey!
Whoop, whoop. You can do this with a headband, if you have that game, or just tape on one of a baseball hat that you have words and people guess. Whoop, whoop, for headbands. Now, another one. Mr. Cox, are you ready for another one?
I am so ready.
Okay, it's charade.
Ooh, look at the power. Oh, it's a power source. Maybe it's the mighty mitochondria.
You got it, Mr. Cox, and a whoop whoop for you. So you could take your vocabulary words and do charades. Now, Miss Tata will be very jealous, as we've talked before in class about my art talent. But the next one up is like a Pictionary, where I'm going to draw a picture and you're going to guess which term I'm talking about. So here's my cell. Animal cell, because it's circular, and in it I have a large sac. Mr. Cox, do you know what the term would be for that organelle?
Potato.
No, but it kind of looks like it.
Maybe I'm hungry. How about vascule?
Okay, or vacuole.
Dang it.
Close. You almost got it, Mr. Cox.
I was
but
thinking potato.
You're thinking potato. We're all learning our words, so no worries. Vacuole. It rhymes like a sack. It's a storage sack that holds food or water or other sorts of things. Now, we all know the old memory game where you could turn your definitions over in your cards and match them up and do a memory game. One of my favorites to do in a classroom would be Trashketball, where I'm given a definition and I have to say the word. And if I get it right, then I get a point. Then, if I shoot from my shooting line, then I'm able to make a score. I think we need to look at something real quick. Let's think about a word or a definition that goes with this unit. Now,
Cell membrane.
oh, you mean what controls going in and out of a cell?
Like a door.
Like a door. Whoop, whoop. I got it right. I heard the word and I gave the definition. Now, I go to the 1 point line and I try to make my basket because so far I only have one. But if I make the basket, then I'm going to have 2 points. I get to double. Whoop, whoop.
First try.
First try. And that's for real, boys and girls. So here we are. We're thinking about Coffee Chat with Mrs. Cox on Mindset Monday, bringing a positive outlook to learning your vocabulary and trying to have some fun. So I hope today you have a couple techniques that you have learned, and now you know that Mindset Monday can be fun as we learn to, you bet it, train your brain. Whoop, whoop. So for Mindset Monday, we're trying to bring some fun to learning the vocabulary words associated with the cell. And we're making comparisons of a cell. Okay, so we're comparing the house to a cell. First of all, I've gone through and I labeled parts of the house that I can compare to a cell. Wait, let me stand here so I know what, okay. Does it look okay to stand over here?
Yeah, looks good. Are you playing the guitar?
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.